Welcome to this Hawkeye News special report. I'm Roseanne Foster. Fighting has become rather widespread among teens. According to SafeYouth.org, in a 2001 national survey, 33% of high school students had been in a physical fight, and 12.5% of the students had been in a fight on school property. We've all seen them, or at the very least heard about them, and we all know very well that it happens here in Red Oak with regularity. And most of us would probably agree it's not a fight without the crowd. However, it's not only the aggressors who can be punished. Red Oak School District, along with Red Oak's Municipal Court Judge Scott Kurth, are cracking down not only on fighting, but of watching and otherwise encouraging the confrontation. While we may view a fight as interesting gossip and entertainment, there are consequences for our interest. Under the Texas Education Code, a person commits an offense if the person on school property or on public property within 500 feet of school property, alone or in concert with others, intentionally disrupts the conduct of classes or other school activities. This includes fighting or watching the fight and is considered a Class C misdemeanor. The Texas Education Code further prohibits a person committing an offense if the person, alone or in concert with others, intentionally engages in disruptive activity on the campus or property of any private or public school. This can be qualified as a Class B misdemeanor. In addition to this, the Texas Penal Code defines a riot as an assembly of 7 or more persons resulting in conduct which creates an immediate danger of damage to property or injury to persons or substantially obstructs law enforcement or other governmental functions or services. This is also classified as a Class B misdemeanor. So what does all this legal mumbo-jumbo mean to us, teenagers, and to those of us who choose to participate in such activities? Under the Texas Penal Code, a Class C misdemeanor carries a fine not to exceed $500. However, Class B misdemeanors, which includes rioting or watching a fight if there are 7 or more standing there too, are punishable by a fine not to exceed $2,000. Think about what that will do to a college fund. Or confinement in jail not to exceed 180 days, or both. In addition to this, Red Oak ISD Police Chief Scott Lindsay mentioned to Hawkeye News that YouTube video clips are admissible in court, which means that if any one of us is caught on video fighting or encouraging the fight on school property, that YouTube video can be used as evidence against us. Remember, the internet is an open forum and can be seen by anyone, including teachers, administrators, police, and judges. How often do you see fighting cases in your court?
Unfortunately, we have sort of an ebb and flow of what we refer to as disorderly conduct fighting or disorderly conduct abusive language type cases. They seem to go up, they go down. Sometimes I've been able to predict them, I used to say, by the seasons of the year. And we have assault cases, offensive contact cases. And that's, it is troubling to me because I want to make sure, as any citizen does in our community, that children understand and students understand that most importantly, that when there is that type of activity going on, it is deeply regrettable. And we want our students, I would think, as any parent would, we would want them to feel repulsed by that kind of activity going on in their school, as opposed to drawn to it, to watch it, to somehow support it, to jeer it on, if you will. So, I think, the wisest course of action for any student when that kind of activity occurs is to, of course, go the other direction immediately. Do not stand and watch it, simply leave. That's just the wisest course of action. Avoid even the appearance of impropriety in that kind of activity. Don't be around it, don't support it. Walk away, run away from it, so that somehow you don't get drawn into the problem. If it's a disorderly conduct fighting charge or abusive language, it's a Class C misdemeanor. It's a maximum fine of $500 and costs generally $64. So $564. That would compute to generally age 17. To about 11 days in the jail if the fine isn't paid. And I'm very serious about that kind of an offense because it is so disruptive to the learning environment in our school. And I want to make sure that kids understand that this is activity that I absolutely abhor, as does any civilized human being. This school is a place of meditation, it is a place of learning, it is a place of preparation for life. And when you have that kind of disruptive activity, it draws everybody away from what they are there for, and that's to get an education and prepare themselves for where they're supposed to be in the next 5-10 years as they begin their life as an adult, begin their careers, etc. All it does is hold them back, and it holds everybody else back. The consequences are they can be fined. If they don't pay the fine when they turn 17, after a court appearance, they could find themselves in jail. So and that's just one case. Typically we have kids who have 2 and 3 of these on occasion. So the consequences to them could be a significant jail time experience. And we give $50 a day for every 24 hours that you sit out in the jail.
As high school students, we enjoy watching the fights in the hallways. It's something to talk about in the lunchroom. However, the truth is it's against state law and punishable by heavy fines and possibly even jail time. Personally, I'd rather spend my college money on college. Until next time, stay safe, Red Oak. For Hawkeye News, I'm Roseanne Foster.